What's going on, everybody? Welcome to this week's edition of the Six Gaming Podcast. I am your host, as always, Showsan, and I am very happy to have you guys back again this week. We have, of course, an awesome set of co-hosts, because no episode will be complete without, my friends and, of course, your friends. So, with us first, one of my favorites, CptDamien.
Hi, everybody. I've been gone for 2 weeks. Having nothing to do important.
Nothing at all important, but who cares? Vacation's a vacation.
Yep.
Up next, Mr. Pentharian himself.
And I am not Ron.
Thank God. We'll get into that one. And finally, our favorite extra happy co-host, Mr. Vegetto himself, who is oddly muted.
There's reasons for that. Also, I am not Ron either.
Thank God, of course. Thank you.
The world can only deal with one Ron.
Right. So, as you guys can see, we don't have Ron this week.
By the way, this is episode 39.
Oh, yeah.
Brought to you by the letter F and also the letter U.
Of course.
For fudge it all.
God damn it, Veg, learn to spell. So, you guys notice Ron isn't here with us. He is out in Anaheim, California, at this very little-known, underappreciated conference. I think they call it, what is it?
BlizzCon.
BlizzCon?
BlizzCon.
Yeah, that's
BlizzCon.
right.
BlizzCon.
BlizzCon, like the Magic School Bus?
Yeah, pretty much. If you see some
Would
of
that be in Brisbane, though? If it was BlizzCon?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Ron's out at BlizzCon, getting us all kinds of interesting Blizzard news. We do have some that we're actually going to talk about, of course, because they've been pushing out some of this information. But that is something that we have to discuss in my favorite part of this podcast. It's news!
Good news, everyone!
Part 1.
Yes! Part 1, yeah. Well, whatever. Okay, so these first 3 news articles are not me at all. I'm a terrible host, as always. So I got to pass this over.
All right.
What is it going on in the world, Mr. Pentharian?
In the world of Warcraft. Okay, here we go. I saw this meme. We have. So I think we talked last time about how they're gonna cease to announce viewers or subscribers.
Yeah.
Whatever business decision.
Yeah, probably makes a little sense.
However, they're at around 5 million players right now. Well,
if you guys are counting, that's down.
Yep.
Because I think, what is it, 6 months ago or whatever, they had 9?
Yeah, no, they lost like 500,000 since the last numbers came out.
Still, that's significant.
Yeah, and remember when Siege of Orgrimmar lasted like 14 months?
Yeah.
Everyone was like, this is the worst thing ever, you guys suck. And they're like, don't worry, this will never happen again. We've learned our lesson. In fact, we've pulled a bunch of people off of Warlords of Draenor so they can start working on the next expansion. So you're not going to get to non-jungle at launch. You're not going to get the Alliance capital city. You're not going to get this. You're not going to get that. Garrisons are going to suck. But don't worry, because the next expansion is going to be awesome.
Right, even better, they said.
And now we're going to do whatever, Hellfire or whatever. I quit before the last patch, but whatever the last raid is, we're going to have that for a year. We're going to do it for a whole year again. So
yeah, this is why I'm done with Blizzard, or at least with Warcraft.
I'm done with Warcraft.
Yeah, I'm done with Warcraft.
Yeah,
I still want to play the living crap out of Legacy of the Void, which comes out on the 10th.
Dude, I can't wait for it. But my StarCraft thing, I'm terrible in multiplayer, so all my StarCraft stuff has always been the story. I love the story.
Hey, show.
What?
How about this? You
Oh
get
God,
me
here it goes.
StarCraft, and you can VPN and watch me play it on hard difficulty.
No. You can go fuck yourself. You can also eat a bag of dicks.
A whole bag.
A whole bag. Well, at least you didn't tell me to go to grow a tree and then pick them off and do that way. A tree of dicks.
Oh, God damn it. No. Why did I have to visualize that? Like,
All right.
seriously, just because Ron isn't here doesn't mean it's now let's try to confuse the shit out of Show and gross him out.
It is exactly what this show is.
Yeah, I know, right?
So the next thing I wanted to talk about was Twitch. So we've kind of in passing discussed that Twitch has a creative channel now.
Yes, which is awesome, by the way.
There's people that are like drawing like
crazy good artists, yeah.
Like what's his face? Gabe from Penny Arcade used to stream on Twitch when he would draw the Penny Arcade comics.
Oh, that's cool.
And
yeah, I didn't know.
he'd just say playing art or whatever.
Yeah.
Now there's actually a category called creative where people can be doing like modeling, drawing. They can be streaming like a video of them like carving a sculpture or whatever.
Yeah, there's a guy I watch that does a lot of clay stuff. He'll take commissions. He's really good though, like crazy good.
There's a lot of really cool shit that's going on. So in order to celebrate this, there was like a 72-hour marathon of every Bob Ross episode ever.
Which is awesome. Now,
and it was
you need to remind our viewers though, real quick. You do a really good Bob Ross impression.
I sometimes do a really good Bob Ross impression, and sometimes we might just put a little bit of Bob Ross up here in the podcast, and just a little bit, just bang the dickens out of that brush and get it real nice and clean before you start going back to the easel.
Oh, so awesome. Okay, sorry. I had to. That's awesome.
That was for Soli. I know she likes it. She gets the tingles.
She does for Bob Ross. Man. It's the afro. It's the afro that gets it.
She gets the ASMRs. So, anyway, so the funniest thing about it was that they were just showing it, but there were like 32,000 people watching it. I don't know what it's just something about Bob Ross. Everyone loves Bob Ross.
That's awesome.
And it was pretty normal Twitch chat on Bob Ross. So
which is awkward.
So like every time when he's like starts to do mountains, he puts like white and blue on his like scraper brush thing, and then he like makes it, and it doesn't look like mountains at first, and then all of a sudden it is. So every time he like start putting stuff on a canvas or mixing paints together, everyone would just so ruined, and it would just spam ruined, and then like all of a sudden like it would turn into like the landscape, and everyone would be like saved.
That's awesome.
And everyone loved like Van Dyke Brown. That was the best thing, and whatever his blue color, like he had all these special colors, and everyone would just like lose their shit every time he would say certain things. And I guess they put up a counter at the end, and I didn't look into this, I just saw it just before the podcast, but they put up like a counter that expires sometime the next week or something, and a lot of people are thinking that his son might be launching his own like basically starting up the Bob Ross show again.
Right, that would be really cool, because I know when he had his own active show, he would bring his son on occasionally to paint.
Yeah, and his son's pretty. Hey, Ron.
Oh, do we have a Ron?
Ron's in chat.
He has potato internet, but it's enough for him to watch it at least.
That's awesome.
Ron, I did some Bob Ross a minute ago, so you can clip that out and send it to your wife.
Yep. We know Sully loves it. We know Sully loves it.
Ron just sent us a picture.
Yeah, he sent me a picture, so... of Lincoln. Damn it.
Who cares?
In the end, it doesn't really matter.
Oh, God, really? Well done. Well done. I didn't even catch that at first. That was a nice little snipe. That's awesome. Good for you, Dan.
So the last thing, and Ron usually posts these to the page. I don't know if I will later, but I saw
maybe I will.
I saw a video. Ron left. Anyway, I saw a video of the top number 1 and number 2 people in Rocket League play 1v1.
Really? I gotta
That
find
was
this.
scary.
It was
I gotta
insane.
find this.
Like, you know how a lot of the time you accidentally drive past the ball or you hit it in the wrong direction or something? Like, they are surgical. Like, every single time they hit the ball, they hit it in the right direction.
Wow, I base my whole Rocket League career off of blind, stupid luck.
Yep.
I mean, I'm just gonna be honest, you know.
Yeah, that was
It's
awesome
nothing.
to watch.
That's cool. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to check that out. Well, does anyone else have any quick news, or should
Well,
I
they
move
also
on?
finally released the trailer for the new expansion for WoW.
Oh yeah,
That
I
looks
heard that's supposed to
awesome.
be really cool.
Yeah.
That's-
And then they finally released the movie trailer for Warcraft.
Right.
That was amazing.
It was.
Even the 10-second teaser trailer I watched was really
Oh no, this
cool.
is the full 2:30. or
I
whatever.
know, so I got to go back and watch that one.
Can I
Yeah,
can I be a
it's
little bit
awesome.
contrarian?
Mm-hmm.
I think it's going to be okay. I thought that the CG looked decent, but that like it was very. You could tell it was CG. Like it wasn't like Avatar. I felt like everything blended in a lot better, whereas this
Right.
it looked like they were animated.
Well, but that's kind of weird though, because Avatar, if I remember, was like 90% CG though.
Yeah.
Whereas this one's a lot of live acting with.
It could be the mix of things.
Yeah.
And honestly, I think, and maybe it's just the way they cut the trailer,
Could be.
but the tropes, like, I mean, Warcraft is completely full of all kinds of tropes all the way
Yeah.
through. But, like, the trailer was like, okay, look, it's the guy trying to save his people from destruction, and he needs
From-
to make an alliance to make it happen. And here's
From
the
orcs
racist.
of all things. you
Yeah,
know.
well, it was like, and here's his racist advisor who doesn't want to let him do it and thinks that we should destroy everyone.
Right.
Here's the honorable wisdom guy on the other side who wants to make the alliance and everyone will live happy. And here's his racist advisor that will. And it's like, like I know it's Warcraft lore, but it's just like hitting you over the head with like trophy stuff. So I'm a
Really?
little concerned that it may
Yeah.
not stand on its own. It'll be good for Warcraft players because I think the story, like it holds to the story, and it's going to be a good telling of it.
Yeah.
Like,
But that's the problem with action movie, or not action movie, but comic book
Yeah.
movies, is
Well,
that
yeah.
do you want to stick to the lore or do you want to make it action packed and awesome? And it's a very hard combination because people are always bitching about a certain character doesn't look like a certain way or yada yada yada.
well, it doesn't have to be like exactly to the lore, but it's just like it's just a little.
I mean, to argue that point, though, I mean, like, everybody railed against what Christopher Nolan was doing, right? When he did
Oh, yeah.
Batman, right? They said, this is going to be fucking terrible. This has nothing to do with Batman history and blah, 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 blah. Now he's those are one of the most celebrated series of
with one of
comic
the
book
best
movies.
live acting Batman, or not Batmans, but Jokers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, it's so.
And to that point, I mean, just to take it a step further, everyone's giving Jared Leto a lot of shit for what he's portraying, and
I don't know. I'm looking forward to him because he's one of those character actors. Like, he does not drop character, and I think those actors do phenomenal jobs with almost any character they pick up. You know.
Yeah, I didn't realize that Jared Leto was from 30 Seconds from Mars.
Dude, Jared Leto's in fucking everything. Like, if you pick a movie, he's in it, usually. Sometimes small, but he's in Fight Club. He was the blonde guy in Fight Club.
Yeah, I knew that.
He was in that stupid drug movie with Nicolas Cage. He was in that stupid fucking film.
There's too many
Bad
stupid
Lieutenant?
movies with Nicolas Cage.
Huh?
Bad Lieutenant?
No.
Oh, sorry, that's a movie where Nicolas Cage also does a lot of drugs. So,
That's like half of his movies, so...
yeah.
Or
I
that-
don't
that
know
was
what
the-
you're talking about.
I don't even think he's acting at that point. He's just showing up on the set.
High praise.
He's pulling the Robert Downey Jr. is what he's doing.
Zombies! Ah!
One thing I want to bring up about the Warcraft trailer, though, is it's very colorful compared to most like medieval action movies.
Yeah.
I think this is going to be interesting. Kind of what Penth was saying, though, okay, so it's going to have a huge following and a huge expectation because, what'd you say, 5.5 million people who are into Warcraft, or at least World of Warcraft.
Possibly more than that.
It's
because
more
Right,
than that.
so-
the original games.
It's got a
Well,
huge following. So
The trailer has over 8 million views, so I mean,
Right.
And
That
that's
came out
within a
yesterday.
day.
When you get that much expectation and that much of a following, I only see one of two things. It's either gonna fucking win epically and it's gonna be this great, the new Lord of the Rings, or, and I hate to say this, more probable, it's just gonna bomb terribly.
It's gonna be
And
like the
people
next
are gonna
Street
be
Fighter movie.
depressed, and people are gonna fucking lose jobs and
Or-
debts and everything else.
Or it's going to be pretty good because middle grounds exist. It's going to be like, that was a good movie.
There
Yeah.
are
I'm
middle
obsessed
grounds.
over
Like, usually I'm part of that
people
middle
obsessed
ground.
over Lord of the
Like, I thought Mortal Kombat was an amazing movie. I thought Street Fighter was actually pretty decent for what it was.
You're in a tiny minority.
Yeah, a lot of people fucking hated it. So maybe I'll like Warcraft, maybe I won't. I don't know. But I do have high
Mortal
expectations.
Kombat was alright. Street Fighter was horrible.
Whoa, not all right. Mortal Kombat was fucking amazing.
No.
Hands down, great freaking
When's
movie.
the last time you saw it?
Last year. I make it a yearly thing.
Okay.
There's a few movies that I watch once a year. It's Grandma's Boy. I go through every single Bond movie.
You're a whore.
Right? We'll go to the loony bin together, bro. I don't give a fuck. And, God damn it. And I watch my Star Wars. You got me off track. So there are my annual movies that I have to watch, and Mortal Kombat's part of that. I have to. It's a great movie.
I'm with the captain in that I think that there's a definite middle ground where like I think that we're gonna have some. What is she show?
I don't know, but I'm watching. You have to continue
It's a
talking.
gif of something, some shit blowing up.
What the fuck just happened? A car bounced into the air.
And then
No, that was a tank.
Sorry.
Anyway.
Sorry to derail the whole podcast. Continue.
Yeah, you really did.
So I think that like Warcraft players that know the lore might see it and be like, some people will be like, oh, that's terrible telling the lore, but a lot of people will be like, that's a decent movie.
Well,
But
it's
from
easy
the
to
lore-
manipulate the lore because, like you were saying, the lore is really pretty standard
Well,
as
but
far as like the
people-
whole medieval things go.
I think,
Orcs or
I
aliens?
enjoyed Warcraft lore.
Aliens or orcs?
but there's going to be people that see it that don't know anything about Warcraft, and
Yeah.
I don't think they're either not going to really get it, or they're going to be like, that was not a great movie.
I
So I
don't.
think there's going to it's going to be I don't think it's going to be like, that's the new Mario Brothers movie.
Well, yeah.
No.
Although then again, like
No,
I
but-
guess I'm kind of the weird one too, as you guys already
It's
know.
going to be probably generalized and a bit simplified so it could gain a bigger audience.
Yeah.
Well, see, but like
Because we're huge.
I don't even understand. What is it? Throne
Game
of
of Thrones.
Game of Thrones. Yeah, I don't fucking watch it. I tried watching 3 episodes and I can't do it. I don't understand the hype and everything else. It's just it's ridiculous. It's
you guys
boring
ever-
to me. I
Did you
couldn't.
guys ever watch? There's a show called New Girl. With Zoe
I know
Deschanel.
about it. Yeah.
There's one scene where these two guys walk in and he's like, man, you always start things and you never finish them. It's like, you only watched 2 episodes of Downton Abbey. And the other guy goes, there's just so many characters, I can't keep up.
You know, my wife watched
few
that
show.
show. She said the exact same shit. The exact same. Alright.
So the guy who's directing the Warcraft movie, he hasn't gotten much, but he did
Uwe
direct the movie Moon. No, not Uwe Boll. God, no.
Oh God.
Oh my god! I think there would be a riot if that happened.
I would lead that riot.
Oh
Pitchfork.
no, me and you would be hand in hand.
His name is Duncan Jones, and he directed the movie Moon, which it's
Moon
on
was
Netflix.
great.
If you've never seen that movie,
I don't
Holy
know that movie.
You have to go see that movie if you haven't watched it. There's
No.
only one. There's like 2 actors in it in the whole movie.
Is it
yeah,
good?
Kevin Spacey and another dude, and it's
Dude,
such
I
a good
like
movie.
Kevin Spacey. You pretty much sold me there.
Kevin Spacey's a robot, and it takes place on the moon. Duh.
That's awesome.
It's a good movie.
His Kevin Spacey's little political.
Sam Rockwell is the other guy.
That's
right.
an awesome one. I love watching that. Dude,
I
Kev-
definitely recommend the hell out of the movie, and maybe it'll give you more confidence in the Warcraft movie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe. I don't. I'm just hoping. That's all I'm doing. All right. So for the news, though, I did want to bring up these are the soon-to-be released games because I think these are news for a very specific reason. These are, well, the 2 that I have are very highly anticipated games. So up first is, of course, Call of Duty Blops 3.
Meh.
It looks actually pretty promising compared to the previous games.
Right. Now, I do have to put out there, it is already out. I'm aware of that. But it's still very new. So I went ahead and I put it in. I don't know about this one because I saw an interesting article where I kind of believe them, that all these yearly games just are not doing anything for their franchise anymore. It's rehashed with maybe some slightly better graphics that year. Because we have Call of Duty, we have Madden, you've got fucking
I don't know
FIFA,
why they don't just update the roster. Like, why don't they just update the roster? Or
there are people who buy it every year, and they will not make money if they update the roster.
Now, sadly, I do have to say this, I am big into the Assassin's Creed games. Those have just about become annual themselves.
No, they are our annual. They've been annual for they've been annual for like 4 years now.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Okay, see, so I'm one of those guys, but I can't do Call of Duty anymore. Like, I burned myself out on Modern Warfare, the first one. Now I can't do it. But it is out. It does look really cool, don't get me wrong. But it looks like they mashed Black Ops with Advanced Warfare.
Yeah.
And I don't know. Not my thing. That's just me.
Although,
well, I will say this though. Damien and I are going. What is it? Not next week, but the week after. We're going to the Black Ops 3 tournament.
Oh yeah.
That
I
they're
think it's next
hosting
week.
Out here.
It's the 13th.
They're giving away free.
Yeah, next Friday.
So if you get in the top 3, you get a free copy of the game. That's the only way that I'm gonna get that game. If I'm
not gonna get in the top 3.
If I don't, fuck it. You know. No.
That's how I ended up getting Black Ops 2.
Well, Black Ops 2 wasn't bad though. They did good on the story. I liked the story of some of these Call of Duty games.
That's what I'm saying. That's how I got Black Ops 2, was winning it from a tournament.
Yeah, and
Scrub showed up and I swept away.
Right, and I realized we alienated a huge chunk of gaming now. Sorry, but I can't do first-person shooters. I don't even have...
So you really want 14-year-olds
I love Halo, and I don't even have the new Halo, so...
Yeah.
I don't know.
I heard the new Halo, I was reading a lot of stuff about it. There's no, couch co-op, or couch play, which is basically, there's been a ton of backlash on that.
Which I don't understand. Everybody plays online now.
Not everybody.
Yeah, the point of Halo is that you can sit in your dorm room with your friends and play Halo.
Yeah, I've heard the people saying, "Well, I don't get it because everyone plays online now." But you got to think about all the teenagers that play the game that still live at home.
Yeah.
And they're playing with their siblings and whatever, and B, all the people who in college and want to play with their friends there.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Well, does it have?
Basically, you're saying that the Wii U is your best friend right now.
I like my Wii U. My Wii U is awesome.
I have no will against it.
Veg, I almost wish that you could come over to my house, because if you've seen some of these Super Mario levels that people create, I mean, they created the entire first level of Super Metroid.
You told me about that.
Mario Brothers. That's cool as hell. Where you go down the elevator and you start and you got to get the little ball and all that. That's all recreated in Mario Maker. It's amazing to watch.
People have way
it's
too
fun
much
to
time
play.
on their hands.
It is. I'm not that great. So many people more creative. Okay, so now the big one, and this one I can't wait for. Oh, God, I almost wish I took leave this week. On Monday night, Fallout 4.
Yes.
Oh,
so basically, I'm going to be by myself for an entire month.
Yep, I've already
Star Wars.
I've already told all my friends, everybody. I'm like, just leave me alone. I'm playing Fallout. When I'm done with Fallout, maybe I'll talk to you, because my whole life is Fallout. But Dan, Penth, you're not really a Fallout guy, are you?
I'm not super into it. I mean, I played the second one a long time ago, in middle school or whenever it was. And I played most of 3, and then I had pirated it before I had Steam and stuff.
Right.
But
you said you at least played the first 2, right?
Yeah. And then I liked 3, but I don't know. It was kind of got the Skyrim syndrome where I wandered around a lot, and I'd like pick up all this stuff and save it in a locker somewhere, and then forget where I stashed it all.
Well,
And
and I hate to say it, but that's one of the huge appeals to these games. I'm one of those guys. I just wander and see what kind of stuff I can get into.
And some of it is I do that, but the other thing is like I get frustrated when I wander. But like I was downtown in 3, and there's like all those piles of trash or rubble or something that you can't go over.
You had to search every one of them.
And like but my waypoint is on the other side of it, and it's like I just want to go through here so I can go to the other area. So I got frustrated at some of the little things.
Yeah, well, it was trying to get you to go through the metro tunnels, which are a big part of that game.
Yeah,
Right. I didn't like that.
That's awesome though, because I pretty much picture Penth with this, almost an autistic need to he has to go through everything. You guys, I haven't checked this fucking trash can yet.
Oh god, I'm horrible about that. I collect. The thing is, like, I've gotten a lot better at it.
Right.
Like in Witcher 2.
Yeah, that's another pretty big one.
I used to collect every single piece of twine and cloth and lumber and every single piece of shit from around the camps and everything, so that I could craft stuff.
Right.
And then I was like, oh my god, I'm never using any of this. It's just weighing me down. It's just taking time, and I want to finish the game. Well, now I'm in chapter 3, and it's like I need 15 pieces of studded leather, and to make studded leather,
like,
and I'm like, oh, I should have been keeping up all that stuff. And then, but then I
sounds
realized
like my whole time playing Oblivion.
Yeah, well, but I'm also like, I'm really OP with the armor and the sword that I'm using now, so it's like I don't even need the upgrade, but it's like, well, but the armor looks cool.
Now you're getting into the aesthetics. Yep.
Well, isn't The Witcher 2 your guy like half naked banging chicks all the time anyway?
Well, that's 3, I think.
More,
well, that's 2 too.
Kind of also both of them.
Was it? Okay.
There's brothels all over the place.
Awesome. Any game with brothels is big.
Yeah, no, the girls in the brothel aren't the sluts. It's the guy who's going into the...
Probably.
He totally is.
Yeah. Probably.
But I'm super excited for Fallout 4. This is going to be a game that I'm going to have a notepad and I'm going to take notes about to make videos for.
So,
like, this is going to be the phoenix rising from the ashes that is my channel, because I stopped making videos for like 2 to 3 months.
Yeah.
So
this is going to be it.
I'm going to do story videos for all the vaults and like all the cool locations I find.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'm going to try and do theory if I can find places to do theory with.
Isn't there supposed to be a multiplayer thing to this too?
Is there? I haven't heard of it.
No.
I
probably wouldn't play it because
that.
I kind of like the loneliness that these games have.
Oh yeah, no, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Article from yesterday: Why Fallout 4 doesn't have multiplayer.
Oh, okay. So.
Whew.
That's that's kind of the point of Fallout. You've always been that lone guy.
Yeah, you're the lone wanderer. Yeah. So I'm super excited.
That'll be really cool.
Here.
And I'm gonna have to watch the videos because. So I read an article on IGN the other day from the woman who did the voice acting for the female lead character, and she said that they did it over like 3 years. She had to record all this dialogue, right? And she said, I finally come to the point where I'm comfortable with the fact that some of the things that we encounter and that I had to do voice acting for, most players aren't even going to find.
Yeah.
And that speaks volumes for this game,
That's really awesome.
Well,
and I think that's awesome because freaking Damien's going to find shit I'm never going to find. And I'm going, how the fuck did he do that?
It's like talking about pretty much all the lines that were recorded for. We've talked about this a little bit. All the lines that were recorded for Caden in Mass Effect 2 and 3.
Yeah.
Wasted.
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
Because he's dead in every conceivable universe. Caden's dead.
Yeah.
Sorry, spoilers for Mass Effect 1.
Whoa!
If you haven't beaten it, you probably don't care at this point.
Come on, man. Don't spoil that game for me.
No.
I got the tattoo on my chest years ago. I haven't played it yet, but...
I mean, that pretty much says it. So...
Man, these guys suck dick. They spoiled a game I played like 90 times.
Right?
Anyway,
You
new
know,
videos coming to youtube.com/CptDamien here pretty soon about Fallout 4. Check
Right.
it out.
Oh yeah,
I
guys.
You can
like the
find
shameless
us.
plugs. Do the shameless plug.
And you can find us at fb.me/6gaminggg.
Very nice. Somebody had to do it. I love the shameless plugs. All right, so the last big one that I wanted to bring out, this is soon to be released, of course, and some people already have it, which I didn't know was a thing. The Steam controller and Steam Link should be out on Tuesday, getting pushed out. One of the guys that I
Damien's
play
getting
with,
his.
yeah, that's kind of kills me. I think I want the controller, but I'm not sure yet. One of the guys I play with actually already has it.
I was
I
actually
think
just
him
getting
and his brother
a
have it.
beer, but
Oh, fair enough. That was just bad timing because you raised our expectations. But no, it looks cool in theory. My only thing with the controller is it's like touchpad based, and I have a natural shake in my hand anyway. I'm not very good with precision type controllers.
I think you can probably turn down the sensitivity. It's very customizable from what I've seen.
Yes, and here's the thing, right? So the guy I've been playing with, Obadiah, he actually said that the only way you can customize the Steam controller is you have to put Steam into big picture mode. And then you can customize the controller, and then you can back out of big picture mode. And that sucks to me because I fucking hate big picture mode.
Well, big picture mode is like basically that's the dashboard for the Steam Link.
Right, that's for, your big screen TV, whatever. But you shouldn't have to use that on your PC. I bet inside of a game you should be able to open up the shift tab. Yep,
I bet if you open up that menu when you can mess with it.
At least at this time, Obadiah's tried it, and he can't get it to do that.
I think that's the other thing is that I've been really bad about it. I always want to get the new thing because it's cool.
Yeah.
And
I know the feeling.
I haven't been burned, but I've learned my lesson that. So at first I wanted the original DS.
Yeah.
And I was like, I really want that, but I ended up not getting it. And then they came out with the DS Lite, which is amazing. It was probably one of the best handhelds ever. 3DS is very good also, but even looking at that, the new 3DS is way better than the old 3DS.
It is. It is.
I have the original Nook, and it's great, but the current Nooks are way better and cost less. All these different things. So I think that the original Steam controller and Steam Link are going to be okay, but 6 months, a year down the line, they're either going to patch it with software, or they're going to release new hardware that's way better than what they're coming out with right now.
My only thing is, so I have a really good. It used to be really good, but I have a really good gaming laptop, right? Spent a lot of money. It's got its own graphics card, all the good stuff. Now I can stream the Steam from my computer to my laptop, and then if I plug my laptop into my big screen TV, it kind of works in a similar fashion. But it's slow and it's glitchy. So I'm thinking, hey, maybe I should do this, get the Steam Link, and get their controller, and it'd be awesome. I don't think I can do it because really all it is it just sounds like a repeater, like a Wi-Fi repeater. I don't know. I plugged in my freaking PlayStation to the big screen upstairs, so that's good enough for me. But I kind of want the controller. I don't know why. Maybe I'm a masochist. Whatever. Anyway, so yeah, that comes out on Tuesday, you guys. Get them if you want. They're not bad. The controller's what, $60, about the price of a game.
It's $50.
Yeah, so it's not bad.
Each $50 actually.
And you're paying the exact same price for a PlayStation 4 controller or the Xbox One controller. So I don't know, pick your poison. All right. So that's it for news. Now, normally, at this point, we would do some League of Legends news. However, I have been vetoed, or I am vetoing the League news because we don't want to do that. But, Dan, you still have a chance to drink because in replace of that, League of Legends news, I wanted to do Show's Adventure Time or something like that. I don't know. So,
Adventure time. Come
okay.
on, happy
I
friend.
need some stronger for this.
Yeah, you are. So, if you guys haven't watched us a lot, I am huge into adventure games. Specifically,
Jake the human.
Monkey
Edwidge the
Island.
dog.
No. God, God, I hate that show. Just
And yet you
saying,
named
I
it
don't
after
understand
yeah.
it.
That show's amazing. That's a great show.
You,
I
you
don't.
don't like Adventure Time?
It's about a post-nuclear apocalypse. It's awesome.
It is.
God damn it, I've never heard that theory. We need
No,
to
it's
talk
canon.
No, it's not a theory.
canon.
It's canon. There
Is
was a
it
giant
really?
mushroom war. Watch the intro of the show. There are nuclear bombs and skeletons in the ground.
I never paid that much attention.
Yeah.
He's a survivor of a nuclear apocalypse, and
No.
everything else is like a mutation and stuff.
Yeah. Like everything's crazy mutated.
Wow, I had no
And there
idea.
are episodes they'll go back to like right as the apocalypse was happening when the Ice King's hanging out with the vampire chick.
And
as
they're
a
showing
child?
this to kids?
Yeah.
That's fucked up.
No, it's
That's
The
me.
kids don't get it.
Yeah,
Well,
I know, right?
know, but oh god, the one that I did watch though that usually comes on right before that is what's that one that takes place in the 80s and it's got the giant fucking little blue duck. They work on a
What?
golf course.
I'm pretty sure that
he's not a
you're
duck,
high.
it's
No.
a regular show.
Yeah,
And he's a
regular
blue jay.
show. That one.
It's a blue jay.
I fucking love.
It's a blue jay and a raccoon. That's a funny show. I like that too.
It's awesome. I love that one, but mainly because I know all the references that they're putting in there.
Mm-hmm.
So I like it. But okay, so anyway, yeah, I'm big into adventure games, but I just found one that's really, really cool. I forgot exactly how I got it. I think I got it off a Humble Bundle. But there's a series of games, 3 of them, with they kind of go by the running theme of Deponia. So there's Escape from Deponia, Just Deponia, and then there's a third one. I don't have
My
my
Little
Steam open.
Deponia.
Yeah, well, probably. But it's awesome. So what they did was they're trying to bring back this whole adventure game thing. It's really, really cool because it's your standard, you have to use your head kind of an adventure game. You need to figure out puzzles. There's no hints. You know what I mean? It's story driven. Get in there and just figure this shit out. You know? You could probably cheat. I mean, I know there's walkthroughs, but no, there's no fun in that. And it's funny. That's one of the big things for me. Again, I'm huge into Monkey Island. And if you guys haven't played Monkey Island, fucking Telltale Games did a whole remaster of the first 2. They're brilliant. Go get them because you have to.
The soundtrack's awesome.
Yeah, the soundtrack's amazing. The humor is classic. Yeah. But anyway, so these Deponia games, they're really, really cool. I apologize for not doing my homework a bit more because whoever made them, dude, you're a fucking genius. The voice acting in it is awesome. The artwork is great. Yeah, do it. Now, I am going to maybe create this as a new side, though, because I have a project for next week. I'm going way, way, way back to a DOS-based game, also from LucasArts, called Loom.
So
I remember that game.
Show.
I'm gonna play Loom.
Can you tell me about Loom?
God. Oh yeah. Insert. Play Monkey Island, guys. So yeah, I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna play Loom because I have a copy of it. I've never played it before, never beaten it. So we're gonna do that, and then next week I'll talk about that. So that's my adventure game minute.
Loom is the greatest masterpiece of fantasy storytelling from Lucasfilm's Brian Moriarty. Why, it's an extraordinary adventure with an interface and magic, stunning high-resolution 3D landscapes, sophisticated score, musical effects, not to mention the detailed animation and special effects, elegant point-and-click control of characters, objects, magic spells. Beat the rush. Go out and buy Loom TM today.
Okay, so he's quoting directly out of Monkey Island. One of the guys who helped make Monkey Island also made Loom. So he was self-promoting in Monkey Island, which is great. But yeah, it's a Monkey Island joke, you guys.
I played
Don't
Monkey
play that.
Island when I was a child, a very small child.
Yeah, dude, the
And I have
DOS versions are the
memories.
best. And the remastered, you can switch between the original DOS-based graphics and all that, or the new remastered. I can't play the new remastered. Like, I almost feel like it's missing something. So I always go back to the old version. I have to. It's the best way to play. But anyway, all right. So Dan, you didn't drink. I mean, that's good, right? Or ooh, scotch. There you go. All right, finish that off. League's done. All right. So we're gonna move on. We are almost done, you guys. I know it breaks your hearts.
We're to the third half of the show.
Right, but this is also my favorite half of the show because this is, hey, podcast, what you playing?
No.
No?
No.
Deal with it. It's going to happen.
It still shows a douchebag. Let's get on with it.
It was. Formerly known as Shows a Douchebag. Let's get on with it. Okay, so, Penn, you kind of brought this up earlier, but what you been playing?
Yeah, I'm still playing Witcher 2.
Fair enough.
This week I haven't had much time to play.
Did you get that loot in that one spot?
Yeah, I got that loot in that one spot.
Okay.
I looted her one spot, if you know what I mean.
Whoa. Oh.
Heyo.
There was some orange in a chest.
Far too adult for me.
There's some orange in a chest.
What
were you talking about?
I need an adult.
I need an adult. Show me on the doll where the mean Witcher touched you.
He touched me everywhere.
All right, I'm not interrupting. Go ahead.
Yeah, you are. But yeah, no, I didn't get much chance to play. I think I progressed the main quest line. They don't really label it as the main quest line, so you don't really know if you're doing the main quest or not.
That's not annoying at all.
Right.
No, there's a couple things that like are related to the main quest, so you might need to do all of them or maybe just some of them, and it could be if you don't do all of them before you do some of them, then you fail other things. I don't know. That's one of the cool things about Witcher is, like, in Mass Effect, if you have a choice, that choice is going to have pretty much immediate repercussions. And you like, before you get into, you can tell when you're about to have one of those conversations, so you like quick save, and then if it doesn't go the way you want it to go, then you reload. Yeah, so this is not like that. Like, you make decisions, and then people are like, all right, and then like 6-7 hours later in the game, some shit comes back to bite you in the ass, or help you out, or whatever. So like, it's very delayed, and Witcher 3 is even more of that. Like, you can't do like a quick save, quick load because you don't like the way your choice worked out.
My sister, like 5 years down the road, she gets pregnant and has a kid. And you're like, and your little kid comes back to kill you or something like that.
Yeah, like, no, seriously, like crazy shit like that.
I kind of want to play Witcher 3 now.
Oh, it's amazing. I really like. I've seen some stuff about it, and everyone really likes it. I want to get it, but as I said, last week I promised myself that I'm going to finish the draft of my novel before I buy any more games. So
Good man. Stick to your promises.
One thing going back about Fallout 4 that I saw is they have a conversation wheel, kind of like Mass Effect, where it's sort of like yes, no, maybe, whatever, and then
your mama.
Like the actual thing that your character says is something different. I mean, based on that. There are some people that are really not happy with it. I kind of like it in some ways, because instead of reading like lines and lines of text and then having your character say it, but someone made a point that in 2, like, there's this interaction where you're on a base, and like I don't know if it was Brotherhood of Steel or whatever it was, but like the guy, like a guy in power armor, you were talking to him, and like there's this whole like really complex conversation that you have with him, that the fact that you can read out exactly what you're going to say really does help the interaction.
To a degree, but like Star Wars, the MMO one does the same, where it'll say like yes, no, or go fuck yourself, but the character doesn't actually say that in the conversations. Like you said, it's along those lines. I mean, you know what you're doing, but it's kind of nice. It's kind of refreshing, because I don't want to just answer yes or no. I want to hear that character you know, how he would naturally express himself.
Well, the thing is,
Or
in Mass
herself.
Effect, it's kind of like that too. But then you get those weird situations where it's like, the option is like, I disagree with you, and then Commander
like, go
Shepard's
fuck
like,
yourself.
fuck you, I hate you.
Yeah, that's true. That's
Well,
true. You're like,
No,
whoa,
that's
I
not the
wasn't
message
trying to
I
be
wanted
that.
to go across.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
and there was an interesting thing about that because people brought up that in Witcher 3 there were some of the things like that where like you would ask something and then like what Geralt said was like way different, and then I guess CD Projekt Red has come back and addressed that, and they basically said when you're Commander Shepard, you're your Commander Shepard,
Right.
and when you're you know, in Skyrim, you're your character. Like your Geralt isn't really your Geralt. I mean, he sort of is because you make some certain decisions, but for the most part, Geralt's Geralt.
Yeah,
And
you're playing
kind
a
of-
version of him.
you can kind of say like sort of what to say, but Geralt's gonna say what Geralt's gonna say, and
And I like that. That sticks
Yeah.
very true to the character, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
anyway, so that's all I got.
Okay. Damien, Mr. I feel like missing out on fucking 2 weeks of podcast. What the hell have you been doing? And mind you, you have 2 weeks to catch up on.
Well, there's not a whole lot. Oh, okay. So the final episode of Life is Strange came out.
Sweet. Did you do a
And,
show on that?
I did a video on it,
Sweet.
and
Go check out your video where?
on YouTube.com/CptDamien Gaming.
Shameless plugs.
But okay, so it was the final episode that came out, and a lot of people on the subreddit, at least I could see, were pretty upset about the ending. By the way, spoilers for Life is Strange episode 5, and I hope you guys don't mind if I spoil this a little bit for you guys.
Can't spoil
Yes.
anything I don't care about.
Okay,
Go
cool.
ahead.
So the whole game is basically foreshadowing that somebody has to die at the end of the game. It's pretty much a game about destiny, and you're just trying to prevent destiny using time travel and shit. Well, a bunch of people were really upset that this character had to end up dying in the end, and they felt like their choices didn't mean anything in a game about choice and consequences. Well, the choices totally did mean things. Whatever. People were upset about the ending and comparing it to Mass Effect 3, and I made a video basically saying, well, that's kind of dumb because your choices do mean things.
Right. We need to get into this whole philosophy thing, though, real quick, because that's just it. Okay, so let's just go ahead. I know people are going to naysay whatever, but let's just say there is predetermined destiny, whatever. But it's not so much how your life is going to end. A great example, I'm a human, which means I'm going to die. Spoiler alert.
Speak for yourself.
All of you fuckers are going to die. You're all
Yeah.
going to die. We're all going to die. But it's not about whether or not we're going to die or how we're going to die, but those things that we did in between. And I'm not getting religious or whatever, but it's true, you know, it's pretty much philosophy and everything else. Like, that's what matters, and I think that's kind of like what you were alluding to. I think that's what the game writers wanted. It's not the ending of the game, because the ending was going to be there. It's what you did in between that makes the game for you.
So, the plot of the game is you see a vision of a tornado destroying the entire town, and then you discover you have time powers, and then you save this girl's life. Well, you come to discover throughout the course of the game that you saving this girl's life is what is causing the tornado to happen in the first place.
Which causes some interesting, you know, thoughts and...
Yeah, it's like butterfly effect, chaos theory,
Yeah.
whatever.
I like butterfly effect. That's always a cool little... Anyway.
And the whole game is like alluding to the fact that since you saved this girl's life, this tornado is going to happen because there are natural disasters, and like, oh, there are 2 moons in the sky, that's really weird, and also, oh, all the whales are washing up and dying, and all the birds are falling out of the sky and dying. So it's kind of like, oh, we're really fucking up the world because we keep using time travel powers. You should probably die so this doesn't happen. We end up not damaging the rest of the world. Well, at the end of the game, there's a binary choice to either A, let the town be completely destroyed by the tornado and just leave, or B, save your B, save the town by going back in time and preventing yourself from saving your friend. And a lot of people were really upset, saying my choices didn't mean anything. I don't know. It made me kind of upset. I made a video about it.
I can kind of see how if there were a lot of other choices along the way, you expect there to be more than a binary choice at the end, but that's not how real life is. Like, you can make all kinds of choices through your whole life, and then, like, maybe you're 60 and you're given the choice between two things. You know, I don't know, like, it's kind of hypothetical, but, like, you could in your real life make one shitty choice that ends all of your other stuff, even if you've made a lot of other good choices or bad choices or whatever. But it's kind of like Walking Dead also, is that you make all these choices, but in the end, like, there's only a few endings that really exist.
But,
people,
even
I don't recommend
like
you
The Walking
replay
Dead, though.
Walking Dead.
I couldn't play The Walking Dead simply because, like, I would get stressed out thinking about these decisions. Like, it would actually cause me to get stressed.
Well, and that's the thing, is like when I first started playing it, and you only have like 4 seconds to make decisions about what to say in a lot of the cases.
And
like,
it
stressed me out at first, and then, but then the thing is, like, I finally, because I'm one of the kind of people who, like, every time I'm about to walk down a corridor in a game, I quick save. Like, because I don't want to mess up. Like, so when I started playing it, like, I realized that's not how you play that game. You play that game like real life, where if you fuck up, you can't go back.
Yep.
You have to live with the choices that you make. You make your choice, and that's the world that you live in now. And so that game is, like, really good in that way, but if you ever replay it, you realize certain choices have effects but not real consequences, because with very few exceptions, the game progresses as normal, just one character lives instead of a different character, so you hear different dialogue.
Right.
But it's not like...
I'd love to say that I hate to go off on a tangent, but I don't, because I do that.
You love to go on
but
a
tangent. There was a funny Hey Ash, What You Playing episode where they talked about player choice and stuff like that, and how player choice kind of makes a game, but at the same time it's always going to have, like, probably a binary ending, like you were saying, and how it's what you did in between or whatever else. And
it's like Mass Effect 3.
Ash ending with, well, she wants to make a game about poking the sandwich, and how that's choice. You can either poke the sandwich or you don't poke the sandwich, and that's her game. It was fucking hilarious, but it did bring up some interesting stuff, though, and it, like you were saying, you got to make your decisions and kind of live with it. And does a game solely based off of player decisions, and that's becoming a huge thing with next-gen games that we have coming out. Every game seems to have player choice in some form or fashion that affects the world. So, is that good for us? Is that bad? I don't. No, but I like the whole player choice.
It's kind of.
I don't do
sort
what
of turned into our round table.
Yeah, it kind of did. Yeah,
it's kind of going there, but
okay.
I don't do that. See, if I play a game like Mass Effect, I will just fucking play it all the way through. I don't quick save. I don't do any of that, and whatever happens, and that's kind of my inspiration to go back and play it again. What if I play it this way? Like the Star Wars MMO that I'm doing, I have a, really evil dark side Sith character, and then I have a light side Jedi character, and, I'm able to play both sides of that and kind of see how the game goes. But those decisions do mean something. Anyway, all right.
Anyway, since I derailed the podcast with that, I've also been getting back into Kerbal Space Program in a big way.
Sweet.
That's the whole reason I started my YouTube channel in the first place.
The game that started it all.
A ton of Kerbal Space Program. I actually have. I swear it seems like I have more, but I have 583 hours in that game.
That's not insignificant. Mind you, I don't think I put 500 hours into anything.
Yeah, I've a game that I have more. I have like 700 something hours in Gary's mod. Whatever. I've been getting back into Kerbal in a big way.
I hate Gary's mod. Okay.
That was my entire summer in like junior year of high school.
Wow.
Just Gary's mod all day, every day. Anyway, I been getting back into Kerbal Space Program in a big way. When 1.0 came out, they changed the atmospheric flight So they completely redid the aerodynamics models, and I didn't understand it. Suddenly, this game that I was really good at became really difficult for me, and it just frustrated me out of not wanting to play it again. And I didn't.
It makes sense.
I didn't play it for a solid 6 months. I would come in every now and then and like make something goofy, and then I'd leave. But the past 2 weeks, I've been playing it basically nonstop. Like I'll think about it at work. I'll get home and I'll test all these new designs and stuff. And I've been going like back to the moon. I went to Mars equivalent the other day. So I'm really enjoying being back there, and I might make some videos about it, but I'm not really sure. I just before the podcast, I was making a gigantic space plane that had way too much fuel and could fly at Mach 2, and it fell apart in the air. That's the fun stuff I like.
Right.
Yeah, just
Less fuel.
just dicking around and blowing up. It's fun.
No, nothing wrong with that. Really isn't. I couldn't figure out that game. I cannot figure it out. I'm not smart enough. I don't know, but
It just takes time. It took me a good... This is kind of embarrassing. It took me a good maybe 30 hours to get into orbit for the first time. I just didn't understand the mechanic. But now I get it, and it's second nature for me. And it's just the thing about the game is, like, it's up to you to get better at it, and nobody else. And I like it.
Yep.
Okay. And that's what I've been playing this past couple of weeks, is Life is Strange: A Kerbal Space Program.
yeah, fair enough. That works. All right, well...
Joe, is the stuff you talked about what you've been playing also, or
What's that?
was Deponia and Monkey Island what you've been playing, or just
Yeah,
what
no,
you
partially.
wanted to talk about?
Deponia, it's weird, though, because, like, when I'm playing Deponia, I have all of Monkey Island memorized, right? So it's easy for me to I just go through it and I play it. It's on background and, whatever. And I enjoy it. Deponia, I have to think, and I'm not really used to that. So it's fun, but I really need to invest time in it, and I haven't been able to do that. But the one thing that I have been doing is I've been playing a lot of Grand Theft Auto 5, GTA 5, and a lot of Tomb Raider, because if you guys don't know, there is a new Tomb Raider game coming out here very soon.
That looks also awesome.
Yeah, Tomb Raider is going to be amazing. I was watching some people play it on Twitch a little bit. I guess they have a rule where they're not allowed to solve any puzzles on their stream. So it's mainly them just kind of running around.
How does that work?
Well, they have to run around and explore and do stuff like that, but they can't solve any actual puzzles.
That's like going to a porn site and the only thing they can show is these scenes where they don't have sex.
Well, yeah, I mean just about, but it looks really, really cool. But I never did beat the first Tomb Raider, so I'm playing that again. I want to get all the way through it, finish it. I love this new take on Laura where she's not just tits and ass shooting things. I actually like that she has, real emotion and investment. And the first game was all about her getting to that point where she becomes a survivor and becomes the Tomb Raider. Well, yeah. So. But anyway, that's what I've been playing. It's a lot of fun. I thought about getting...
We need to do Heist again.
What's that?
We need to do Heist again.
We do need to do more Heist, but you're never in.
Oh, I know. I don't want to hear that.
I'm just saying.
No, Show, it's either you or Bill for a majority of the time.
Well, I've been back.
Mister, I want to do Heist 6 months later. Oh, I still want to do Heist, but not right now.
Well, I've been playing it here and there, but I've been getting more into it.
Fair enough,
just
you have
kind of a time killer until Tuesday when I can play Fallout. But it's a lot of fun. I do enjoy it. I've gotten better at it, fortunately. I did think about picking up the new Legend of Zelda for my 3DS, but that is almost purely reliant on having other people play with you. Now, you can pick up random people. You can play it through Wi-Fi, but to me, that there's not going to be that coordination that I think a Zelda game should have. Now, you can play it as single player, but it slows the game significantly because, the guys that you're not playing actively turn into statues. right? And then you have to switch from each freaking character to solve these puzzles, and it slows everything way the fuck down, and I don't like
That
that.
sounds like a pain in the ass.
Yeah, it's just I was only watching a video of it so that I could figure out if I wanted to buy it, and I'm gonna miss this Zelda. Sadly, I don't think I'm gonna get it unless next time maybe when I'm traveling. I might get some friends that also want to play it, and then it might be worth it, because you can do local. It doesn't have to be over Wi-Fi. But still. Yeah, I don't know. So that's pretty much been my whole thing. Just
I feel like literally a dog that can see the treats but can't get them because I can't get any of these games I want.
Well, and that's just it.
And
Some
it's
of
gonna
these
be
games aren't
awesome.
even really worth it anymore. Like, well, I say that I prefer certain types of games, and I'm kind of a nostalgic gamer. I would always prefer to go back and play my Nintendo before I ever go back and play my, Xbox One or my PlayStation. That's just me.
I don't blame you, though.
That I think that's just a part of me getting older. But, I will always go back to GoldenEye before I go back to Halo.
That's like when my sister says that she's nostalgic. I'm like, how can you be nostalgic? You're 14.
Yeah, there's no such thing as nostalgia when you're 14. Sorry, there's not. I'm fucking in my 30s.
Guys, remember when we were in the womb? That was awesome.
Right? That was freaking amazing. I didn't even have to breathe air, bro.
I know, right?
Air.
It was nice and warm and shit.
Right?
Not like bullshit winter we're living through now.
I didn't even have to shovel food down my throat. Someone else did that for me. Like,
yeah, it just went right in my belly button.
Right? That was
Man, I was so skinny back then, I weighed like 5 pounds.
Well, then this fucking asshole who thinks he's some doctor or something rips me out. Yeah, bullshit. But anyway.
We're horrible, horrible individuals.
You have no idea. So
yes, I do. I know you for like 3 years.
That's true. I am a pretty bad...
Veg, what you playing?
Veg, what the hell have you been playing, man?
I've been playing also a lot of GTA 5 with the Murderation. Murdering Show particularly. With his horrible, horrible KDA.
Hey, I'm trying, though, and I'm getting better.
No, you're not. Your KDA is like 0.29. I think it's like, yeah. It's horrible. But I've been also playing a lot of Destiny, The Taken King, which has been all right. It kind of frustrates me when they
worth all the hype, though? Because they've been hyping the shit out of it.
No, it's not.
Okay.
Oh, no, I became Thor. Yay. I became Summer Thor. Yeah, basically, they gave me solar power hammer throwing abilities. Woo! And they royally screwed up their network on that, too. I don't know what's been going on with MMOs and their networks. Star Wars, GTA 5, and Destiny have had royally fucked up server issues. And perfect example for that is I was in the middle of a group with someone, and my game just crashes saying, cannot connect to the Destiny servers, please try again. And go back an hour later and nothing.
I'm sorry. Keep talking. Keep talking.
Either I broke show or something did.
Oh my god.
I'm so confused.
It wasn't that funny.
I know, that's what I'm saying. It's just between us, our own chat. I'm sorry. Keep going.
Damn it, Damien.
I didn't do anything.
Apparently you did. You're making him giggle like a fucking girl.
Okay, so we were talking very briefly about, moderating chat or whatever. And
There were
fucking
dudes
Damien
in the
did a whole
chat
bunch of
bringing-
stuff to help us out. So
No, it actually wasn't me who got rid of him, by the way. So make
okay,
that
well,
clear.
still, it was good work, right? And so I told him, I said, I saw the moderation, good work. He sends me a gif of fucking Terminator as he's going into the lava or whatever with a thumbs up. It's fucking, I can't watch that and not laugh. I'm sorry.
Sorry, I didn't mean to derail the whole podcast for the second time in this show.
It's good, man.
Damn it,
It's awesome.
Damien. First week
sorry.
you're back and you've already screwed him over.
Dude, hold on. For fucking chat, I'm sure you guys can.
God.
I cleared it out.
Oh,
don't
you can't
worry.
see that. No, it's just the screen. Oh well, never mind.
So anyway, good God, you ass hats. So I've been playing that. I've been playing a metric ton of Star Wars. Star Wars is pretty fun. I like where they're going with their story. How it's basically making the Republic and the Empire more. Let's say they have less lines. Like the lines between them aren't as thick anymore. So it's pretty cool where you can see it leading up to the 3,000 years later where it is currently.
Right, right.
So you know that what's going on in the current events is going to definitely change the game as well as the lore for it. But I'm not sure if the Old Republic is canon or not.
Well, okay, so it kind of became canon when the first of the Old Republic games came out from BioWare, right? Because there wasn't anything that really went back that far. And so BioWare kind of sat down with LucasArts and they figured out something, right, that they could do. My thing is the new, what is it? Help me out here. Protagonist, right? The new enemy?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Right. Well, if you played the antagonist, okay, yeah. See, I'm fairly decent in English. I promise you guys. I just don't.
No, that's a lie.
I promise. I'm usually very good.
No, he's not.
No, the new one that's in this expansion of Star Wars, I don't think should be there.
No, not that Star Wars.
Oh,
not the new movie.
Wait, what? Yeah, not the movie.
No. The Old Republic stuff.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, we're going way back, thousands of years back.
Yep.
But yeah, I don't know how I feel about that, because they kind of brought back like a major player in that universe. I don't know. We'll see how it plays out, but yeah.
It should be. It's been pretty fun. I've been enjoying the crap out of it. And then also I've been playing a bit of StarCraft 2 to get myself psyched up for the new expansion that comes out. Unfortunately, I was told I have to wait a little while before I get it, so I was like, no.
You were told?
I was told.
Which means he has an allowance, basically, like I do. And
yeah, your allowance is a lot bigger than mine is, that's for sure.
Right. I think Dan is the only married man on this podcast that doesn't have an allowance, whereas I do.
Overspend.
Yeah, I was gonna say because he's the more adult than us.
Right, he really is.
I adult pretty well.
Yeah,
I have to say.
I don't.
Veg, look in that webcam. What do you see?
I see a sad excuse of a man.
No, say,
wow, okay.
I see pride.
Wow.
I see power. I see a badass mother who don't take no crap from nobody.
Oh, God. We're really going with cool runnings here?
We are absolutely
Why would you
going
not?
to cool runnings.
Yeah, like, that was a good movie. I thought it was good.
To not go.
Fun fact, that's one of the very rare Disney movies that has cussing in it, too.
Really?
Just a little bit.
Yes. Just a little bit.
Huh.
Because they say ass, like, a couple times.
That's not cussing. You can say that on the radio.
Yeah,
like, okay,
it's cussing.
well, in Disney standards, that is cussing.
That's true. That's true. And when that movie came out, you couldn't say that on the radio, but whatever.
Okay, then. I win. Anyway, what was I talking about? Oh, yeah, StarCraft 2. So, I really do want to get that expansion eventually. I don't care when. I stopped doing the big expansions, the digital collector's pack. I stopped doing that stuff. I don't play WoW anymore. I don't, that's mainly why I got it, was for the WoW stuff. So I will be getting it eventually. I just don't know exactly when. Don't care. I'll let you know when, because
I'm right there with you. I've kind of grown out of those collector's edition type stuff. Unless it's really, really cool, something that I really, really enjoy. I don't bother with those collector's editions anymore. The Fallout one I really want because you get your own little Pip-Boy attachment.
Yeah, but that thing literally sold out within like 20 minutes.
Well, it's cool, I can't wear it to work, but it's still cool regardless.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure your work would not let you bring anything foreign.
Well, I work in a somewhat secure area where you can't even bring your cell phone, so you know.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's a Pip Boy. That's awesome. You can definitely bring that into a militarized zone.
Right. At which time they then smash it into thousands of pieces. No.
And then you cry because you spent $120 on it.
I probably would cry. I'm not gonna lie. After wasting that money, yeah, not worth it. Not worth it.
No, what would make you cry is if you rage quit and then you tossed it.
Ooh, that's a good point.
Yeah, responsibility.
You smash it with a controller, and then throw
Right?
both.
God damn it! What the fuck? God, stupid. Yeah. We're not gonna do
So
that.
I've been mainly playing those. I've been playing some Dungeon Keeper here and there just for reasons. Just to keep my skills in touch, just in case for whatever reason there's a random Dungeon Keeper tournament.
Good luck. When you find one, let me know.
Oh, I will.
Yeah.
You'll be the first to know, show next to my wife.
Oh, God. That scares me. Okay. So let's go ahead and move on to my favorite part of the podcast, you guys. We are almost done, but I don't care because I love this section so much.
Part 3.
Oh, I'm excited. So this is our 6 gaming roundtable.
Which
Yes,
we kind of already
okay,
did
so-
a little bit.
So Pentharian here gave us the greatest roundtable I think we've ever had on the show.
That's a
Hands
lot.
down. So I pose to you, gentlemen, where in the world is fucking Carmen Sandiego? Has anyone found this bitch?
I think they did, but you know.
I'm
Couple
pretty
people did.
sure she's still. I'm pretty sure she's stuck in Tijuana as a slave prostitute, but I'm working on proving that.
Yeah, I pay for that.
It's the red fucking jumpsuit, man. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
It's
It
totally
wasn't a jumpsuit, it was a
I-
trench coat.
I would pay like
Trench
300
coat.
pesos. That's all I'm saying.
It's not
I
very
don't think
much.
Wait, yeah, it does.
Well,
Yeah.
well, right. She's a fucking slave prostitute. I mean, I doubt they're gonna fucking
I'm
charge you
pretty
too
sure
much.
her henchman would have busted her out.
Yeah, I know,
That
right?
would be awesome.
I mean,
That would
she
be
stole the beans from Lima. She
Well,
she stole the entire Mount Kilimanjaro one time.
That's what I'm saying. She's stolen quite a bit, but
She's pretty resourceful. I don't think.
How do you
she
steal a
could get-
mountain?
at the same time, though, you don't fuck
No.
with the Mexican cartels. Like, you don't do it. So
I'm pretty sure she's a time lord, because that's how she was
She
able.
might be a time lord. That's a good
She was
point.
able
She'll
to
just
like
fucking
steal the
regenerate.
Capitol building. She stole like the dome off the Capitol building one time.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
Okay, we're throwing out that Carmen Sandiego is a Time Lord.
No, it
So
does
where-
answer a lot because that
No,
bitch has
no.
to have a TARDIS to fucking steal all the things she stole.
No, listen. Where in time is Carmen Sandiego? Clearly, she has a TARDIS because she time travels to steal shit out of history.
That's a good point. I forgot about that part. Yeah,
Yep,
Jesus.
Carmen Sandiego is a time lord. You heard it here first, folks.
Yeah.
Proof positive, by the way.
She's Romana, probably.
Right?
Oh my god.
All right, so no. That's a great subject. Don't get me wrong, but let's be for real. So we touched on this briefly, but do you guys think that choices in gaming are required now, or do you think it's a nice subset of games as they kind of come out with newer and different ideas?
If you're playing a role-playing game, you should be able to play a role by making choices. Like, when you play Neverwinter Nights 1, there's really no choices. The choices are only about your character development, like what skills you want to take or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
There's the story, you don't get to make choices. So I don't know if I'd really call that truly an RPG. It's an RPG style D&D game. But a lot of games where you get to actually make choices and choose what your character does. But at the same time, there's plenty of games that are fun without being able to make any choices whatsoever. So
And
I don't
that
think
are
it's
story-driven.
necessary.
I've gotten to a point now where I see like choice-driven games as its own genre now, because you can't have a choice-driven game that is any one particular thing. Like Penth was saying, it's not just an RPG. I've seen choice games in first-person shooters. I've seen them in adventure games. I've seen them in, you name it. And it's kind of become its own thing. More specifically, sadly, now these days, is the sandbox games. Go anywhere, do anything, but your choices have an impact on that world. But to me, it's kind of become its own genre, and I'm okay with that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I kind of like it. Let it be its own thing.
So what about Deus Ex? Because that's a really good example of that in that genre or that series.
I assume you're talking about the newer one.
Yeah.
So
I'd call that almost an RPG.
yeah,
It's a modern RPG.
It really is a bit more RPG, only because so much of that game is very binary. You either do or you don't. And spoiler alert, but like you can either save your fucking pilot / love interest, or you don't, and she dies. But that's the whole part of the game. You do or don't. You either go stealthy or you run and gun. That to me isn't choice. I don't think binary is so much of a choice. You know what I mean?
But there's still but there's still different ways to solve. The one thing that I didn't like about that game was that it did give you options. You talk your way out of things, or to stealth through it instead of killing people. But the thing that irritated me about that game, though, was because even though if you did want the pacifist way, you still had to kill the bosses. You still had to fight them with a lethal weapon.
And that was usually
Right.
the complaint that a lot of people had about the game.
So I see
enjoyed
that
Deus Ex, don't get me wrong, but I didn't see it as, a sandbox game. I didn't see it as, like an adventure game or whatever. I just saw it as like a first-person shooter with some really cool story elements. That's all it was to me.
Right,
So
but
I
at the
think
same
that
time, you're asking.
Describes it.
Yeah, but at the same time, you're also asking, does that make or break a game? It depends on that game. Would that make or break Deus Ex? No. Would there be one-liners? Would I mind if I had options to talk? No, I don't care. Unless it was to investigate something. But she is a detective.
But on that same side, though, if they made, let's say, a brand new Mario RPG where you could choose not to save the princess and do something else, you know what I mean? Would that necessarily be a great game? Would that impact things?
It would have to depend on the story arc and how they portray it.
Well, but again,
I think you can't, because Mario is an established character and Nintendo has a stranglehold on the characters. Like, you can't be Mario and not save the princess.
Yeah.
Right. I don't know. Like I said, to me,
but I give you your example.
It's kind of its own thing. Like, just
So are you saying that, like, the multiple choice RPGs, should that be its own subcategory, or what?
Well, again, to me, there's a very distinct difference between binary and multiple choice, and it really is pretty much one digit. There's a difference between 2 and 3. If I have 3 options to do something, there's more choice in there. Whereas to me, a binary isn't really a choice. It's more of a play style. Let's take Star Wars, for example. You can choose to be light side or dark side, but whatever happened to just being neutral? You know what I mean?
Well, you
and
can
that
be neutral.
alone sets it apart from many other different games.
But the thing is that you're saying, though, because in Star Wars, for that class, you're going to always have that same ending for that story. Your actions and what you talk to people. Yes, if you do some actions, you will kill some people off that are your companions. Yes.
I was thinking more broad Star Wars, but yeah, with respect to the game, that's not the best example because it is pretty straightforward regardless.
Right. So another example is Mass Effect 3. Spoiler alert: you only really get
one ending. Yeah.
One ending, yes, which is Shepard dying and a whole bunch of shit explodes.
But that also depends on how you look at it, because really you have Shepard dying, but character X survives, or you have everybody dying, but character Y survives, or everybody dies and nobody survived. You know what I mean? At least there was that choice. Regardless of the end, there's still a difference.
I saw an interesting thing today that says if you have 2 choices and then I remove one, you have 0 choices.
Yeah, I mean, that's very true. It is very
because
true.
and in reality, it's you have two options and only one choice. And then if you remove one of the options, you don't have a choice because you only have one option. But I mean, that's the same kind of thing. It's like a binary thing where there's two options is really only one choice.
Yeah.
There's only one way it's going to go.
I know where you're going with this, and sadly, I always appreciate the option of fuck it and walk away. You know what I mean? I choose not to choose, and that to me is really cool. And sadly, there's not a lot of that.
You need to play Stanley's Parable.
I love Stanley's Parable for that reason. You can literally do anything you want. You can choose to do what the narrator says. You can choose not to do what the narrator says, or you can choose to do something completely fucking random, and it changes kind of the ending. But sadly, I have found every ending in Stanley's Parable. So.
Did you get the broom closet ending? The broom closet ending was my favorite.
Yeah, sadly I've gotten them all. It's a great game.
You got the baby ending?
Yep, I've had the baby ending. The apocalypse ending. You name it. I think there's 9 different endings.
Hello.
But I found them all. So, asking Brandon, how's it going, brother? Sadly, you've caught us pretty close to the end. But, Damien, you've been really quiet, man. What's your take on choice? And
you've been drinking his Malibu.
Well, yeah, I have been. I really like games like Life is Strange and I guess Telltale games. I think they're a really neat idea. I don't think all games should have choice. I think some experiences need to be linear because that's just how the creator intended them, right?
Well, yeah.
Yeah. So, I guess my answer is going to be pretty short for this one. What the creator intends to want their players to do is all right with me as long as it's a good product. Not all games have to have choice in them. So you don't have to have a Mario game where it's like, oh, I don't want to save the princess. I want to join Bowser and be evil instead. It's like, no, because that probably wouldn't work out as a Mario game very well, honestly.
So that kind of that's interesting because it brings up a clever little point because that kind of feeds into the whole are video games art. You know what I mean? Like the creator obviously has a vision, right? And the whole point of the video game is to share that vision, right?
Well, and you can't say this really about movies, but consider books. Choose your own adventure books exist. There are certain choices that you can make that lead you to different endings.
I used to be obsessed with those books.
Most books are linear. They take you on an adventure, on a story, and that resolves the way it resolves, and you don't have any kind of input, and people don't seem to mind that. Choose your own adventures is fun, but they're also seen as relatively childish. But it also takes a lot of time and energy to craft a choose your own adventure that doesn't fall apart because of how many different paths a person can take.
And there's a lot of creativity to it, you know, because you have to think, okay, if you're not going to do this, then what do I want them to do instead? You know, or whatever. What are the options, I guess, if they don't choose A? But anyway. All right. Well, what's up, Vetch?
I was going to say, and the aspect of thinking about to do multiple choice or linear also comes down to how much time are you willing to consume for that product or that game? Because in a linear game, there's, you know, don't get me wrong, there's a lot of narration. There is. But in multiple choice, there is a metric shit ton more. You know, because not only do you have the reaction of your person, but then you have to do 4 more lines or 5, you know, or how many more ever lines.
Dialogue trees are crazy.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, well, so I can see why people would do it from a time perspective as well as money, as well as Damien said, you know, if it's someone that's trying to just tell a story, you know, they want it to be their story that they want to tell you, and that's fine. That's perfectly fine. I play the living shit out of Portal and Portal 2. that is, great story, even though there's not much of it. Or Darksiders 2, or Warcraft 3, or any of the Warcraft RTS.
Standard story that you get regardless.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, you can ask questions, but
I mean, honestly, I have avoided games if I thought they were going to take up too much time. You know what I mean? Or they're too big, or
well, then don't play Witcher 3 then.
I got news for you. Fallout 4.
Yeah.
Whew.
And that's part of the reason I haven't gotten Witcher 3. I'm like, I don't have the time to invest in this game.
And yet you got Fallout 4.
And right, well, I've been saving time for fucking Fallout 4.
What are you, a freaking timekeeper? Oh, I added 14 seconds today.
Right,
Man, I can't wait to play Fallout 4.
Maybe if I finish up all my projects at work, I can get home, by like 3:30. That'll give me an hour extra to play. Absolutely, dude. I map all that shit out.
Never have children.
No, I don't. I have dogs. Those are so much easier because I can ignore the fucking dogs. You can't ignor your kids.
Well, you can.
Well, you can. I recommend
not for very
ignoring
long.
your kids. So, all right. Well, yeah, that I think will do it, you guys. Thank you very much for joining us. This was a very interesting topic this week, and we could go on.
That Carmen's in New Jersey.
Well, yeah.
I found this article. Carmen Sandiego found dead in Chile to drug cartels.
I fucking knew it. I told you guys. I fucking nailed it.
Oh, before we end the podcast, I want to bring up my sister wrote a review for the podcast.
Sweet. What'd she say?
This podcast had potential until the man who calls himself a space captain derailed it with private messages.
Yes.
This week, I also want to do a shout out to my sister. She just got back surgery for her scoliosis. So.
Oh crap! Holy shit! Well, I sincerely hope you feel better very quickly.
Yeah. So I just want to do a quick shout out to her. Hope everything's all right. My mom says that she's miserable and whatnot. So if she forever stumbles upon this, which will make her stumble upon it. So.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Really, sincerely, my best wishes. I definitely somewhat know what you're going through. I have to go get some special epidural on the 24th.
My mom showed me pictures of her back. It's...
Wow. Well, right. Scoliosis is no laughing joke, man. That sucks terribly.
I have a 5% scoliosis.
Yeah, it's a bitch, and it affects a lot of people. So definitely, I appreciate you. Definitely. But yeah, so that'll do it, you guys, this week. Thank you to the chat, of course. We love having you guys every week. I really, really do.
Except trolls. You guys are assholes.
Well, trolls happen. It's Twitch,
Just gotta not take them seriously.
Yeah,
I'm just glad that whoever stopped making them being able to make penises and vaginas, I thank you.
Yeah, that was good programming.
Oh my
I'm glad
God.
you guys caught it. But so yeah, thank you guys very much to our chat. I love having you guys here every week. Special shout out to Mr. Fu, who's been joining us just about every week. Thank you, sincerely. And thank you to Damien for putting inappropriate pictures in our chat. I do also want to thank my co-hosts who show up every time that they can. I try to make it every week. So thank you guys. We do put, believe it or not, some decent amount of work in here. So having you guys does mean a lot. So this has been episode 39 of the Six Gaming Podcast. I am your host, as always, Showsan. With me, some awesome co-hosts. Mr. Space Captain Damien.
Bye, everybody.
Well,
I'm gonna be in a comatose state as I play Fallout next week.
You and all of us. And by the way, quick addendum: that is the co-host formerly known as Space Captain Damien. So,
SCBD.
Right. Up next, Mr. Pentharian. Thank you very much for joining us.
Peace.
Finally, Vegetto himself.
¿Cómo estás?
That means
Later.
But never mind.
I know what it means.
This guy lives in Texas,
Words
so
mean
you'd
things.
think he would know.
Kindergarten Spanish. That's all I know.
Right. So, again, you guys, thank you very much. I am Showsan. You can catch us every Saturday at 10 p.m. Central Standard Time at our Facebook page and, of course, YouTube. Thank you guys very, very much. Finally, Mr. Pentharian, you take it away.
Do it, Rockapella.
1, 2, 3. Yeah! Move up, move it.